Learning objectives. After completing this module, learners will be able to list the 3 types of economic activities with examples, explain farm system and types of farming, describe the types of farming, list major crops grown in India and the world, discuss ways of agriculture development, differentiate between farms in India and US. Farm system. Changing of plants to finished product involves 3 types of economic activities, namely primary activities, secondary activities, tertiary activities. Primary activities that involve the extraction and production of natural resources. Example, agriculture, fishing and gathering. Secondary activities involve processes related to natural resources. Example, manufacturing of steel, baking of bread and weaving of cloth. Tertiary activities support the primary and secondary sectors with the help of services. Example, banking, insurance, transport, etc. Agriculture has derived from a Latin word ager or agro, meaning soil, and culture, meaning cultivation. Agriculture is a primary activity. Growing fruits, vegetables, rearing of livestock come under agriculture. Arable land is defined as the land on which crops are grown. Farm system. Farming is defined as a kind of system which involves in input, operations and output. Inputs like seeds, fertilizers, machinery and labor. Operations are plowing, sowing, irrigation, weeding and harvesting. Outputs are crops, wool, dairy and poultry. Types of farming. On the basis of geographical conditions, demand of produce, labor and level of technology, farming can be classified into subsistence farming, commercial farming. Subsistence farming is a self-sufficient farming system. Farmers focus on growing enough food to feed themselves and their families. The output is mostly for local requirements with little or no surplus trade. It can be further classified as intensive subsistence agriculture, primitive subsistence agriculture. Intensive subsistence agriculture. Farmer grows crops on small plot of land using simple tools and large labor. Rice is the main crop. Wheat, maize, pulse and oil seeds are also grown. Climate remains same for large number of days with sunshine and fertile soil. Therefore, more than one crop can be grown annually on the same plot. It is practiced in thickly populated areas of monsoon regions of South, Southeast and East Asia. Primitive subsistence agriculture. It includes shifting, cultivation and nomadic herding. Nomadic herding. It is practiced in semi-arid and arid region of Sahara Central Asia, Rajasthan and Jammu and Kashmir. Herders move from place to place with their animals for food and water along defined routes as a response to climatic conditions and terrain. Sheep, camel, yak and goats are reared for milk, meat, wool and other producer. Shifting cultivation or slash and burn cultivation. It is practiced in thickly forested areas of heavy rainfall like Amazon Basin, tropical Africa, Southeast Asia and Northeast India. Land is cleaned by felling and burning the trees. Ashes are then mixed in the soil crops.
Maize, yam, Potatoes and cassava are grown after the soil loses its fertility.
The land is left uncultivated and cultivator moves to new land. Commercial farming and major crops. Commercial farming. The process of growing of crops and rearing of animals for sale in market is called commercial farming. Large amount of land, labor and capital is used. Commercial farming is of three types. Commercial grain farming. In commercial grain farming, crops like wheat and maize are grown for commercial purpose. It is practiced in temperate grasslands of North America, Europe and Asia. Mixed farming. The use of land for growing food and fodder crops and rearing livestock is called mixed farming. Plantation. The use of land for growing only one crop for a year is called plantation farming. Plantation. Plantation agriculture is a form of commercial farming where crops are grown for profit. Large land areas are needed for this type of agriculture. Countries that have plantation agriculture usually experience tropical climate with high annual temperatures and receive high annual rainfall. Example: tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew, rubber, banana or cotton are grown. Large amount of labor, transport and capital are required. Example: tropical areas of the world: rubber in Malaysia, coffee in Brazil, tea in India and Sri Lanka. Major crops.
Rice. It needs high temperature, high humidity and high rainfall along with alluvial clay soil. It grows best in countries like China, India, Japan, Sri Lanka and Egypt. Wheat. The weather should be warm and moist during the early stage of growth and sunny and dry in the later stages. Largely it is grown in India, Russia, Australia, Canada and USA. Millets and coarse grains. It requires less fertile and sandy soils with low rainfall and high to moderate temperature. Millet is a popular crop in the countries India, Nigeria and China. Maize. It is grown in moderate temperatures with lots of sunshine and well-drained fertile soils. It grows best in Brazil, China, Russia, Canada, India and North America.
Summary. Let us summarize what we have learned. Economic activities are of three types, namely primary, secondary and tertiary activities. Agriculture is a primary activity. Input, operations and output collectively form a system called farm system. Based on demand of produce, labor and level of technology, farming is of two types: subsistence farming and commercial farming. Major crops grown are rice, wheat, millets, maize, cotton, coffee, jute and tea.